Very much, Jonathan. And again, just reflecting on Jonathan's emphasis on African leadership being ever so important when there's been an apparent lack of leadership in the North and in our own country on this matter. So again, something perhaps we can return to in the general discussion. The panel discussion closes with some comments from Sally Ann Wilson on my left. Sally Ann is the Deputy Secretary General of the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association with an academic background in environment and climate change issues. She is still attached to that, dare I say, famous or infamous institution at UEA, as well as in science and environment reporting. So over to you, Sally.
Thank you very much. Nobody would believe how many years I've spent trying to raise the profile of climate change science at UEA, and then suddenly it all happened overnight. I have to say, I mean, I could pick up on so many things that Jonathan has said, because we must, I think, even go back to Bali to remember how powerful the voices of some of the smaller nations like Papua New Guinea and Pacific Islanders can be in climate change talks. And in my role with CBA, the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association, I work with the African public service media extensively. And having that role of providing a public forum is crucial at this time, as we see opportunities as well for Africa to actually have the perceptions of Africa changed in the rest of the world by the advances it's making in climate change adaptation. This isn't just negative coverage of Africa worldwide. We have an opportunity for some really positive coverage of some of the solar power projects and some of the small-scale climate change adaptation. Crucially for me, as a practitioner, I have worked and run a lot of climate workshops with the media, radio and TV, the broadcast media, throughout the Commonwealth. And I've used a lot of different tools and resources over the last 10 years. And in April, I was able in Johannesburg to use with a Commonwealth-wide grouping of senior managers of public service broadcasters, Africa Talks Climate. And it was very, very different. And for one crucial reason. All of those broadcasters want their audiences. Commercially, they need them, but they want their audiences' attentions, just like the media do in the UK. The difference was this wasn't scientists externally doing research and telling the African media what to think. It wasn't an NGO or a group of NGOs telling the African media what to think. They were actually confronted when we used the tool, when we used the resource of Africa Talks Climate, with their own audiences saying, this is what we want from you. And it was really noticeable, a tangible change from an external top-down approach to how they should respond to climate change coverage and climate adaptation to actually this is our public, this is our audience saying this is what we have to do. And I was delighted that Samuel used Joyce Mahavale from ITV Tanzania in his quotes, because she is one of the few media managers in Africa who took on the challenge of HIV and got our African media houses together as to how they should challenge and take the HIV challenge forward themselves. And now she's leading the way, I think, with climate coverage as well. So I think it's a real opportunity to really have a different way of approaching many issues above and beyond climate change with the African media.